HARBIE. HARBIE what? HARBIE. What was the surname? What was it? You have a name? You have another name? Or just HARBIE?
My name is Abimbola.
Yeah, but we call you Abby, right?
Yeah, Abby's fine.
Okay, good. So just Abby, no last name, nothing. Just Abby.
No,
okay.
Yeah, it's there. HARBIE FASH OYE. So
Fash.
my name is Abimbola Fashan
Okay.
Oye. So it's so long.
It's so long. So we just call you Abby. Abby. Okay. Abby is fine. There is a famous fashion that used to be footballers.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people might have been asking you about them.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
It's a distant family.
Okay. Are you from the same state?
Well, we are from the same state according to history.
Okay.
But apparently,
they were born in England. They never lived in Nigeria, right?
No, they did live in Nigeria. They lived in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, they lived in Nigeria. So my father used to. Well, it was a long story, but distance, I would say, not immediate family.
Yeah, but they are still in England as well.
They're still in England. They're quite large family.
Family, yeah. One of them has moved back to John has moved back to Nigeria, and then the other brothers are still in. They are still in England.
Yes. Yeah.
So, how many kids do you have?
I've got 3.
How old are they?
The eldest one is 10.
Okay.
Okay. The eldest one is 10. The middle one is 8, and the youngest one is 6.
Okay. How is your husband coping with your new passion, new love?
Well, we are in it together. Although we don't live together at the moment, but we are always watching together.
Okay. So, but he's in the country as well?
He is in France.
Okay. So he is abroad. He lives and works there.
He lives abroad. He lives in France.
And works from there.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he follows us? He follows us?
I kind of like lured him, if I can use that word.
You are luring him still?
So no, initially. So just to convince him, because I know he's not been saying it, but he'll be thinking, this person, I think he's taking my wife home.
Yeah, many people tend to say that. In fact, do you remember Anastasia McDonald? You should know McDonald, Anastasia. Yeah. You know her?
Yes.
And the husband was saying, he actually came here and was saying, I thought I had lost my wife. That's what he said.
Yeah. A lot of times he maybe if you want to talk, there are times that we naturally we don't normally talk. It's kind of gossip time for us and all that. So we cut all the gossip, all the talks of complaining, all the times that we are going to say, oh, something is not working right. We cut all those times, and we are always like, okay, join. If anything you want to say after we are finished watching Dr. Sunday, then we can continue our topic, but we need to go. And initially it was like, I don't understand. I said, if you take time and listen, then you would understand.
But does he go to a regular church?
He does.
Okay.
He does. He still goes to one of the
famous churches.
The famous churches.
Anyway, we're already live, so maybe there are some things you don't want people to hear live. So let's go back to our topic. So I want to use this opportunity to welcome everybody that is on there, on Facebook, on YouTube. Welcome, friends, and I want you to go invite your friends, because we're going to be having a very, very hearty discussion today. I really want to believe that today's discussion is going to inspire and going to transform a lot of lives, because the lady I have with me, her name is Abby. And Abby is one of the most passionate and dedicated DSA family members. And she is based in England. But I really wanted to talk to her today about this series Actually, she's the first one we are doing the series with. We've only been doing books with people. But a lot of people are losing out because they don't know that I have, okay, for example, I just got a message today from somebody who said, Pastor Sunday, I just discovered that I don't know you. I said, why? But you've been on the platform all this while. He said, yes, because I just started listening to some of your series and I discovered that, wow, my God, I've been underrating this whole thing. I didn't know that you are serious and this is all. I thought you only deal with Nigerian problem. I thought the only thing you talk about is Nigerian pastors and they are, that's how people see me now. And they are always thinking that I'm only specializing in attacking pastors. So, but when he started listening to some series, then he said, my God, where have I been? Where have I been? So now that's why we came up with the decision that we need to begin to have this program, the review of the series. Okay, I see Nkechi is there on YouTube and other people, but only Nkechi I think has greeted me. Okay, let me quickly greet a few of you guys on YouTube and on Facebook. And once we do that, then I will introduce my guest to you and the topic that we're discussing today, which is going to be one of our series that she has listened to, and she has to tell us how that has been a blessing to her. So I'm greeting Maiken, then Adeola is here, Shao Smith, Paul Oriade is here, Bafu is here, Irene Abiola is here, Ufuma is here, Treasure is here, Jacob Saleh, welcome, Joni Pompin is here, Aisha is here, James Olaniyi is here, Nero Kolawole Pastor is here, Agatha is here, Francisca is here, Chris Samuel, Bakare Ayodeji. Welcome everybody. Please, can you, well, I think she's giving the wrong, yes. So you read it and find out if it's correct or not. So we are going to introduce, I want to introduce to you Fash, no, not Fash, but let me say HARBIE. Fash is her last name, but HARBIE. HARBIE is, like I said, one of our dedicated members of the DSA family, and I want you people to go and invite as many people as you want. You can invite and go and tag your friends and families as well, because we are going to be talking on the prayer series. Do I get it right, Abby? Is it prayer series you are comfortable with? Prayer series. When did you come across DSA in the first place and how?
Well, somebody shared it. The person shared it on his wall. I think I've come across you in 2016. There was a guy, his name is Major Favor or something, on my Facebook. I think he's into this My Green Gene. I don't know if you've heard it before.
My Green Gene, yeah.
Yeah. So he invited you. You were unable to come, yes. And you did like a video. Yes. That was the first time
Were you there at the event?
I was at the event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he shared your video, I think, about the tithe. He shared your video in July. I can't remember, maybe it was July or June, but I think there was HMT going on at that time.
April.
Was it April?
No, it was July. July.
June, the teenagers one. August.
Yeah.
Was it
July or August, yeah. Yes.
The same as HMC, and I've had a lot of questions to ask and all that. So as soon as I saw the video, so I was like, okay, what's this person talking about? And I listened to it, and I was glued. For that day, I was listening to Dr. Sunday, watching the HMC. I was there for about 6 hours.
For the HMC?
I was watching everything that was just showing, the live, and I was just there. I was just watching. I was like, I was convinced.
Were you watching from YouTube or Facebook?
So after watching what you shared,
No, I'm talking about the first day.
Yeah, the first day, yeah. So after watching the Tides series on that day, just that clip is about 5-10 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. So I was like, okay, I was curious to hear more. So as soon as I went to the
video section,
just to find not on YouTube, on Facebook, and I saw that you were live. I'm like, okay, good. This is what I want to do. So I was listening to more of all that you were saying. On this particular day, I think there was Dr. Success, I think there was Dr. Anu, and all of the guys were there. This particular day, they were kind of, that was when they started telling about, I think they made mention about Shimolo, telling people about what to bring to church or something. I can't remember vividly, but that was the day. And that day was it. That was the day for me. I knew from my spirit that, no, this is the person. This is the person I was waiting for. Because I know that I was waiting for someone.
But were you still a member of a church at that particular time, or you had stopped going to church?
Yes. As at that time, yes. I've said my story a lot of times. I was moving from church to church and all that. But at the time that I was listening to you, I was a member of a church. But one of the members of the church, she also listened to you somehow. I didn't share the message to her, but coincidentally, we kind of jammed together. And she said to me that as soon as she heard you speaking, she knew if Abby should hear this, she's never going to go. That if I should hear this particular message, I'm never going to go. So she knew that this was the questions I've been asking in church, and no one has an answer for me.
But is she still there now? You think she's still hanging out?
Yeah, she's still there, but she listens to you as well.
I'm saying, is she still on the platform?
She's still on the platform. She comes once in a while to listen.
So but she was more attracted by the finance and the tithe and offering series.
Oh, I don't know what attracted her really, but I just get to know that she was listening to you as well. I was like, okay, do you listen to Dr. Sandy as well? And he said, yeah, and she said yes. And that was it. And I was like, okay, what do you understand? What she made mention was the fact that she just knew that you were saying the truth. So, and then she just continued. She listens to all the series once in a while that she have the time and all that.
But the guy you said that you saw the post on his wall, I'm not even sure he's on the platform.
He doesn't come regularly.
maybe God just brought him that time so as to get you.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Some people are still going to go, some are still going to come as well. So we have to be prepared.
Yeah, but it's a good thing that he shared it on his wall. Otherwise,
it was a blessing because he answered all my questions.
Yeah, otherwise you won't be here now.
Otherwise, I won't be here. I would not even know anything about Dr. Sunday.
Wow. All right, but why today we want to talk about the prayer series. What took you to the prayer series? How did you discover the prayer series?
Yeah, I think there was one series that you did, and you're like,
okay, but before you talk about the prayer series, I want you to tell me about the sequence, in the sense that that day you listen like for 6 hours, just drinking from the well, drinking and listening to as many as you could listen to. But then, what later happened? How did you what later happened? Were you coming back every day, or did you go to look to the YouTube, or what later happened? What was your journey like?
Okay, my journey was like in 2015. I had to leave one of the major churches, if I could use that word. And when I left, the Holy Spirit showed me and told me that I'm going to leave the church. He showed me a couple of churches that are very not doing the right thing, if I might use that word. I might have to be a bit discreet, but not that I can't mention names, but I'm trying as much. If I'm being led to say things, I will say it, but if not, then I'll just say it the way I can. Not that I'm afraid, but whatever I'm being led to say, that's what I would say. Okay, so in 2015, I had that revelation that all those churches that you we're mentioning now, we're not, they're not doing the right thing. And I thought that was mad. I thought something was wrong with me. Already in the church, I'm labeled as a rebel, because when we go to Wednesday service, they open, the back of the Bible, when you have to be reading concordance and be telling people what is faith. Faith is this. And I'm thinking, seriously, I took my time out of like God knows when to come to church and for you to tell me that this is not working. And so whenever we have Bible study, I always ask questions. They say me, why are you always asking questions? I said, because what you're saying is not practical. You can't, if you have a bit of, if you're a bit clever, certain things when you hear people say it, you can just fault it from the start. Like, what you're saying doesn't make sense.
Ordinary common sense. Ordinary common sense.
Yeah. So, and I'm not, how will I put it? I'm not like the cleverest, but I'm not dumb. So, but if I can understand things, then I know that something is wrong. And there was a lot of pretentious behavior. When people do something wrong, we can't tell them it's wrong. I'm just not getting it. And I thought that something was actually wrong with me, that I'm the problem, until I started praying to God. And God told me I used to be a choir leader. And
in all these churches, women only have one job, to sing. It's like that. It's like every woman is having the calling only in the choir.
And I was singing, and so I something happened, and I started praying, and God said, "Who told you I was even listening to your song?" And I was shocked. I said, "Okay." He said, "Because He is the song. So if you're actually singing to me, you have to be in tune with me." And I thought that something, I still think, as at all this time, 2015, I think something was wrong with me. I think I was the problem. Few people could bear with witness, because they were there. They thought, "You're always a troublemaker. What is wrong with you?" I was in church, but I was just not how can I put it? I wasn't just a Christian. I could use that word. Until that 2015, when God told me that you need to walk before me. And if you're walking before God, certain things are not going to make sense to you. You're going to do certain things that are not going to make sense to the world. He said, "I need to separate you." I said, "Okay." And he led me to a particular church that when I say, people think I'm mad. And when I got to the church, I said to God, I said, "Am I okay? People will think I'm mad. Why would I want to come to this church living?" It's like saying something is black and you're now going to a one that is worse. Everybody called me, said, "You are running mad." But what God told me was this. He said, "Be here. When the time is right, you will know that this is where you are going." I said, "Okay," but I was confused, because I have looked at all the church according to the revelation that I had. And by the grace of God, one of my gifts that I know, the one that I know right from birth, right from when I was young, like 10 years old, I could discover myself, was the gift of dream. And God showed me all these churches and said all these things to me. And I thought I was running mad until He said, "Just wait." And so I was asking questions. It can't be right. What I'm saying wasn't right. He said, "Wait. The moment you see the person or where you are going to go, I'll let you know." And this is it. So the day that I saw you, I was like, "God, no, this cannot be. This person in Ukraine." I Googled you. I was reading different stories. I'm like, "Oh, God. Why is my life always so complicated? Like, can I not go from one place to somebody that is not, complicated free?"
It's not scandalous.
Scandalous, you can use that word. My life is full of lots of mystery. And so why would I go and join somebody that is not, scandalous free? I looked at all that. I looked at that. Well, because all the journey that I've been walking since 2015, that He said, "Go before me," has always been what God laid in my heart. And that since that 2015, unknowingly, I was praying. Unknowingly, I thought I wasn't praying until I started listening to this prayer series, that I realized that I was actually praying. I was actually communicating with God. I already had that relationship, even though I didn't know the magnitude of what I was doing.
Okay, now let me rephrase my question. Since you listened that first day, can you do a chronicle of events until you got to the prayer series?
Okay, so because I'm always glued every night, 7 o'clock. I'm always like first if I'm working. Sometimes at work, I hope they're not listening to this. Sometimes at work, I stylishly listen as well. If I can't, as soon as I leave work, then I quickly join to listen. Now, each time everyone is calling, you're always asking them, "What series have you listened to?" And I'm like, okay, somebody said, "Oh, is this series another one?" I'm like, okay, I think I need, it's just cleverly. I was thinking, if everything we've been doing, because seriously, Pastor, I know how to pray all those prayers that somebody should fall down and die. So I was like, if all the prayers we've been praying is not right, then before anything, I think I need to go back to prayer.
I see.
So if everything we've been doing, because prayer is the basis. Prayer is the basis for everything. It's when you're praying and when you're prayerful and when you have that relationship with God, that's when you can actually connect to other series, in my opinion. That's when you can connect, because it's that spirit in you that will direct you. And that's what I said to one sister when she called one day that I called. I said, Sister Adelaja, okay, when she said she just joined the platform, I was really happy because I knew that, okay, this is it. Like if anyone comes out, those of us that have been able to leave this place is not by our own grace. It's not by our own power. It's not because we are better. But some people, they want to, but something, I always look at the story of Pharaoh.
Okay.
There's a particular clause in there that said that it was destined for destruction. No matter what we say, some people are never going to listen.
That's true.
There's quite a few people in the Bible that God said before He could do certain things to them, they need to separate themselves.
Yeah.
Some people cannot separate themselves. They like the wishy-washy. They want to be there. They want everyone there. They have to be in church, because if they are not in church, they do not have any life outside church. They do not have any life. They are not relevant in the society, Pastor.
Now, I'm going to ask you another question. Did you know what you are going into? Did you know what to expect in that prayer series? Even when you knew you are supposed to go and start with prayers, but did you know what to expect?
No, I was just open-minded. I was just like, okay, I want to, like a little child that it's like, I don't know if you can remember, each time I call, I always say then that I'm just giving back my life to Christ, because I realized that even though I'm doing things, but when you're doing things unknowingly, you might not even know what you're doing. That's so I went to the prayer series as a little child that is willing to everything that I've known. And so one of the key things in the prayer series, I know I'm going to jump the gun.
Before you do that, some people who are listening to you now don't even know where to find this series.
Okay.
They don't even know. They only come for live broadcast on Facebook, but they don't know where the series are.
Okay. If they go to YouTube,
okay.
The way I search for it is this. I just go YouTube and I type prayer series Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
Oh.
Because
is that the way you do it?
It will just bring it everything in one go. Then you just click it and that's it.
Are you serious?
That's what I do. Prayer series Dr. Sunday Adelaja. It will save me a lot of hassle because there are quite a lot of things to search. So sometimes people get.
Well, I've never heard of that.
So that's why I just type in prayer series.
I don't know people can do like that.
They can. If you can try it, you can try it there as well. It will bring all the series in one go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because that I never quite recommended it like that. Because I didn't know.
The other day when I called, I said something about, because there's a lot. Some people, it's like going to, where they do
supermarket.
Buffet.
Buffet.
When they get there, they're so lost for choice. They are not sure. They want to do it, but like, okay, which one? And you're not in any competition with anyone. So I'm not in a rush. I'm not trying to make sure that I know prayer series, because a lot of damage have been done, Pastor. So you cannot rush to say, oh, I know some people are very clever. So, like, I said it earlier, I'm not the most cleverest, but I'm not dumb. So
okay.
I go.
So you did that and it worked for you. Just write the series you want, the topic, and then Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
With it,
and you got the whole thing.
And it will just come one second.
So what began to happen?
So I was listening to it, little by little. One of the things there was that the our Lord's Prayer.
Our Father who art in heaven, right?
Yeah, our Father who art in heaven. So I was like, and each time I find something there, that's the Sunday school, that was the Sunday school for my children. I was like, we have to read, take Bible, and we start. And they're like, Mommy, is this right? I'm asking as well. I said, this is what Dr. Sunday said. And we will go over it again, and then it will make sense. Like, okay, so this is what it's saying. So our Father is not something that we should be chanting. Seriously. It's not a chant. Our Father, the Lord's Prayer, is a mode of prayer, is the way that we need to follow, the sequence in which our prayer has to go. And each time, when I'm praying...
But when you are saying this, I am shocked too. I thought everybody knew this.
No, we don't know. I can say it for a lot of people, we don't know. Sorry, Pastor. I can say it. I know people are like, don't say for me, I know, but I'm saying a lot of us do not know.
Wow.
A lot of us do not know. A lot of us do not know. A lot of us do not know. We don't.
So elementary.
Yeah, that's why I said I went back as a child. As a child. So if you are a child, you'll be learning something, even if you know it, because maybe that's the way we are trained. I don't know if my kids, they will not learn like that. But that's the way I was trained. Like if you're a child, you're listening to an adult, you just listen. So it's when you finish listening, then you can now go back and check what they have said. And if it's not right, then you can question it. And so that's what I did. And I was listening to it. That one of the key things there for me was the mode of prayer. The mode of prayer was something that I did for a lot of time. That each time I skip, I go back to it. And the way it works for me is that because I can listen to all those things on my phone, and so each time whatever I'm listening to, if I stop or something interrupts me, by the time I go back to it, it will be there. It will show me that this is where I was. And so I keep listening to it. I can't have enough of it. Even when I go to other series, I still go back to it because I've been thinking, that so many of the prayers that we've been praying, they are practically wrong.
What was your first shock?
My first shock is that that simple word that if you have been praying and it's not producing results, then definitely you are insane. That was the word you used. Exactly, like you are insane. And I'm thinking, okay, what is the definition of someone being insane? So, and to be insane means that you're doing something practically at the same time and it's not producing any, you're just doing it monotonously, without not thinking, without any...
So our churches are full of insane people.
Well, we know that, particularly with the pastors, that it will definitely flow to the members, really. So that's not, it's not something that anyone can debate. I always open for debate, and I say that without mixing words. Family members, they've called me, a lot of people have called me how antichrist I have become and all that, but I am grateful. I am grateful.
What were the other discoveries you made?
Yeah, the story about when to pray and not when to pray.
I've decided to write a book on that. It's going to come out next week.
If I begin to listen to your all your series, I might be writing this book before you know. So cleverly, at some point, I've listened to the morning series, the morning series, and somehow I realized that has to do with, whilst you're doing the topic, you already made mention, I think I'm going to write a book with this. I think, and before you know it, the book was out. I was like, okay, I think I now know where you're getting this from. So inspiration does come, and, like that brother yesterday. And so the book just come. There's a lot. And I don't think this our generation can finish it. And with all respect and with all humility, and with all, I'm trying not to say something that will make you feel that I'm praising you. But once in a while, when someone does something right, we're not going to wait till that person is dead before we can appreciate what they have done. So I still say it debatably with a lot of people. I think you, like you said, your wife said, I don't think you are normal, sir. I don't think so. We don't, because it's, but when I heard that brother yesterday, and then I'm like, okay, I think there are a lot of mad people. I think I'm not okay as well, because brother.
Yeah, because that brother yesterday, that is Clement, Pastor Clement. When he came 4 years ago, he was much worse, in a worse condition than you, because he was a pastor. So he was already religious. He was hijacked by, when I first of all took him to edit books for me, I rejected his work because he was so religious. So I thought, in fact, that maybe he would never make it. But he was anxious. He was full of, but now to listen to him yesterday, and he's been here in Ukraine with me all the time. So, but to see the amount of change that he has gone through, he's one of, it's like he was born like that. But no, 2 years ago, he was even not like this. So can you imagine what you will become in the next, he's been here with me for 4 years.
I said something, I always say behind you, I said, look at me, that if I had known Dr. Sunday like 10 years ago, I don't know what I've become, because of the prayer series. I said, so if you're saying you're praying and you don't have results, then definitely something is wrong with your prayer. And a lot of nights I'm like, okay, what am I going to do next? What's coming next? So there's so many projects in my brain, and it's like, okay, it's just waiting for that actualization.
But Abby, why should you are not rushing anywhere, because for Clement, he's been with me for 4 years, or 4 or 5 years. So you are just 1 year. So you have all the time ahead of you. By the time you are with me for 3 years, the world will notice you big time.
Yeah, but I don't know how old that person is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So, but for me,
you are not 16?
I'm not 16 like a lot of people think. And I'm almost 40. And so I know that they have wasted my time. It's not, when it comes to things like, when I say it, I am very bitter. I'm just taking the grace of God, that it was just grace of God that made me found you. And so if it wasn't for the grace of God, and I was not able to find someone to take me out of the dungeon, even though I know that thing is not right, I ask questions. A lot of people just look at me, are you okay? Just forget it. That's how we do it.
But you know, the reason why God took you out of that dungeon is because God saw your heart.
Yeah, God saw my heart. But one thing is, you have to some extent as well, be obedient. Like I said, whilst I was going through all this, my trauma, my time, God said to me, there was a particular story that He shared with me. I can't remember the name of this man now. I think Isaiah, not Isaiah, but is a man that he told to marry a prostitute.
Hosea.
Yeah.
Hosea.
That was, yeah. And it was like he told this person, like in our world, if a pastor said, God said to him, he needs to marry a prostitute. Seriously, we are going to think that person needs a brain reset. And that's why when he told me to go to this church, that was the word that came. And I thought that, why would I come here? And he answered me that, after all, they are the same. They are doing the same thing practically. And if you've been there, you will know that they're practically doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And he said, well, for a reason, stay here and go be. But because I was there and I knew the kind of dungeon in the place that I wasn't relaxed. I wasn't relaxed like I would do when I was in the, our very serious place.
In the popular places.
Yeah, the popular places. I wasn't relaxed with this one. I knew everything was wrong. So every time I'm always praying, oh God, have mercy on me. Oh Lord, why is this one? I have questions. But it was like, just cool down. And the day that I said something after I started listening to you on that day. And I had a revelation, and the revelation was that I think you were telling somebody, oh, where is HARBIE? And I'm like, Dr. Sunday, where, who we, I had that Dr. Sunday idea of somebody that is in, all these DGOs and all that. I can't remember. I've never spoken to the DGO of the church that was going since 1998 till 2015. No connection whatsoever. You dare not. Even when it comes and you are very close, you are not allowed. You can't go there unless your problem is drawing on the floor and they can see that you're almost dying. Maybe they'll say, go and touch garment or something, touch the garment of the GO or something. But I've never been in that situation before. And so that gave me a lot of push. I've gone through quite a lot in life, and I have no option than to just love God because there's no one. So there wasn't, I didn't have option. So maybe if I had option, maybe I would have done it differently. And so this prayer series was just one series that... No,
you mentioned, and you just started talking about another thing that really touched you in the prayer series, when to pray, when not to pray, and when to stop praying.
Yeah, you said that it's not every time. There are times that we need to go out.
What surprised you about that? About what touched you about that particular message?
The prayer that we have was like, the way they tell us about prayer, or that we know, is that you pray until something happens. So we have to pray until something happens. So we can't pray.
So when you finish listening to this prayer series, did you feel like, what have I been doing all my life?
So can I just share something? I've got my mom's family. A lot of them are Muslims, right? They are from a Muslim background, my mom. And what happened was I speak to a lot of them, and guess what? All these truths that we're talking about, it is universal. It works everywhere, Dr. Sunday. All the words, all the preaching, I don't even need to. So when I speak to my uncle and I say to him, this is it, he said, well, I'm trying not to be emotional here. When I speak to my uncle, I was like, I'm kind of in the dark, even though they are Muslims, but they understand the natural cause. They understand the natural law. They understand the truth. And we are saying we are Christians and we have no idea of the outside world. Pastor, it saddens my heart because each time, every time I listen to you, a lot of times anytime I have opportunity to speak to people, knowingly or unknowingly, I will start preaching. And they already know. They said, now I know you're preaching. Okay, your mentor again. I say, yes. And, when I speak to them, they kind of look at it and look at how, they know all those truths that I'm telling them. So I'm kind of in the dark, even as a Christian. And it saddens me. It saddens me. And so if you say to a Muslim and say, if you pray, go and walk, they do understand. But Christians are the ones that are going to tell you they need to pray until something happens. Christians are the ones that will rather pay their tithes. They will go and pay their tithe than save somebody dying. Christians are the ones that they will hear that something is wrong with somebody close to them. I lost an auntie of mine a few years back, to be precise, I think 2014 or so. When she died, I was like I said earlier, I was in the choir and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come because I lost my auntie. When I went to church the next Sunday, it was business as usual. I felt bittered. I felt like, does these people know what it means to lose someone? Does it make any significance? Does it, like if you go to the outside world, when you lose someone, there's a way they will take care of you. They will make you know that, okay, well, it's going to happen, but you need to be strong. They don't. It's just business as usual. Okay, what song are you people singing today? Sing. Let people come and dance, and that's it. So that they can drop offering. Dr. Sunday, it is worse than you think. People call you every time and they tell you this. It is worse than you think. That's why I see the fact that I'm talking to you today, the fact that I'm having the privilege to listen to you as not just a mere coincidence. It's been ordained. It's not because this, the prayer series, God, the prayer series, when I look at it, so it's not every time we have to pray. And guess what? I knew that, even though I can't prove it. In 2015 or 16, I was going to go to church for 72 hours before the new year. And
72?
72 hours, yeah, before the new year.
What is 72 hours?
So you have to pray 72 hours before the new year. Pray so that your new year will be the best.
I'm hearing that for the first time, 72 hours?
Yeah. They do it in some churches, they don't call it 72 hours. They'll say 3 days revival before the new year. Some churches something like that.
Okay.
And someone that is not even, I would call him probably a pagan, and he called me, he said, you know why you are going to this place for 72 hours? I said, no. He said, the reason you're going there is because you are jobless.
Yeah.
He said, if you have a job.
The person has common sense.
And that person is actually using a common sense.
Yeah.
And that's why I said the truth is universal. It will work with anyone.
Yeah.
The truth is not with Christian. So the word of God is the truth.
Yeah.
Prayer is the truth. So if you're doing it accordingly, it must produce results. That is what. So that one for me is like, okay, so if I say I'm praying in corner, or I'm praying somewhere, and nothing is changing, then I need to change something. It's either I'm not getting it. Because it's like a manual. Somebody produced a car, or somebody made a microwave, and he gave you a manual. The owner, the one that created that thing, produced the manual. And so even if the thing is not working properly, you need to go and check the manual.
Yeah.
And the manual at this point is going back to the one that created that thing, which is God. So this is what we've not been doing. We just get the microwave prayer, oh Lord, blah, 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 blah. Even the prayer is really K-leg. And so this prayer series is something that, without mixing words, is something I could recommend to anyone. I've sent it to quite a few people. I've sent it to people that I know that they've not been in church forever, and they're telling me, you know what, if you see things like this, so what some people want is that you should actually listen to it and send it to them so that, they don't have time. I did like a poll search results when I started my blog. I just started my blog recently, and I'm not there yet, anywhere there, but I'm just moving. This is part of the results. And I started that, and when I started, I did the research, and I realized that a lot of people in the UK, they hardly read. People in the US, they do a bit of reading. People in Germany, they do a bit of reading. But people from UK, for some reason, I don't know. It might, when you do a study, there's elements
because of Uncle Sam, they are working.
So it wasn't. So I was wondering, like, what could have been the cause why people are not reading? So everyone is busy. But if you have wasted the years of your life, now what Dr. Sunday is doing now is coming to this place. You listen to him 7 to this time at the comfort of your own house.
Yeah.
Comfort of your own house. You don't have to go anywhere. So sometimes even while we are eating, we'll be listening. Even while we are doing something else, we'll be listening. Now this place is really, sometimes I have quite few AirPods, Bluetooth and all that I'm always using to listen. When I'm going to work, I'm never bored. I'm always listening. And when you listen to these words, they are life transforming. As long as you're connecting your heart, there was a particular place in the prayer series where you told us that, wherever you are right now, you need to be very quiet. You need to love your maker. You need to, let him feel your presence. Let him know that he's there for you. He can't, but the Bible already said that by strength shall no man prevail. We can't do anything by our own making. He is the author and finisher of our faith. That's the reason why most times when you listen to all this, the words make meaning when you know what you are saying. Because a lot of Christians, particularly Nigerian or African Christians, they know all the Bible quotations. I'm sorry to disappoint you, I don't know all the Bible quotations. But guess what? I know the word that will transform. And you can't know that word by just, mere saying it. It's by understanding that this prayer that we are talking about is just all about relationship. It's not a bread and butter thing. Because that's what we ask for. That's what we ask for. And, I cry a lot when I listen to this prayer series. I don't know. It's not like it's, I just feel that, so what have I been doing? I've been a Christian since 1998. And I can't prove it. I cannot prove it, Pastor. Because what we are doing is religion. All we are doing is religion. We are just, we're just doing things wishy-washy so that everyone, and some people will prove to me that they are not doing religion. I can understand, but where is your results? Where is your results? All the places that all the apostles, all the disciples of Jesus Christ, all the places that they went to, they were producing results. They were coming back with results. He also gave a description of when Jesus Christ went to fast. By the time he came back from the mount, by the time he came back, all the things that he was doing was results. We were seeing the results of the prayer that he has prayed. Because you said something, you titled it in a way that it was really so, because some people were saying that you said, oh, we are praying too much or something, so prayer can be a distraction or something like that. But you were like, what you are trying to explain there is that when you pray, it should produce. Your prayer should bring forth fruits. It should bring forth fruits. Pastor, I am recommending this series for everyone. Take time. Even if you have listened to it before. I don't know, like you did with the other, the topic, in the HNC.
Order. I don't know. Law and order?
That Genesis.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just like I was saying, so in Genesis, there is mathematics. So in Genesis, so I'm thinking now, I think all that we've been doing is just reading the Bible as a novel. As a novel, that's what we have been doing. Well, let me not use the word we, maybe I. So maybe some people will say they are not, because I know there's so many spiritual people. But I'm saying that not understanding that these are the words coming out of this place, Pastor. It is, if the major thing is there is that when to pray, when not to pray. Why are you praying? What do you pray about? I've always been very, very, you said you used the word that your prayer doesn't have to be need-driven. It doesn't have to be about you. So when I pray now, I pray for my neighbors, I pray for my neighbors' children, I pray for as many that are in the hospital, I pray, I don't even, but maybe at the long run, because I will still follow, I always sometimes like, okay, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. I go back again, I'm like, okay, now what have I said? Just to get used to it, because we're used to the one that we say. We are so used to it, it's already in our brain. The only difference with me and the prayer that we usually pray before was that at a time, I saw God as a friend or as a father, the father that I never had. I lost my dad in 2016, but before I lost my dad, I already believe that I don't have a father because I always fight with my father. Until I listened to another of your series that said the problem can mold you. My father's a very loving person, but when it comes to releasing money, is another person entirely. So I find that really, really difficult for me to comprehend, and that makes me just I just hate that behavior. Like, I don't like it. Like, this is really painful. So what God did with me was that, in spite of everything that he does, and God was saying you need to look after him. And for me, it's like loving somebody that don't love you, which is hard. It's hard for you to love somebody that you feel, the person might love you, but you feel that doesn't love you. And so he called me in a way and said, what good is there for you to love somebody that loves you? But there's a lot of reward if you love people that don't even love you at all. And so that was the in thing for me. So in a way, I already found God as my father. So not following the series then, but what I do most times when I talk is that, God, if anything happens to me, I just like, Father, it's because of this. I don't know. If there's anything you can do with this thing, if you can help me with this situation, if you can do this, okay, that's fine. Okay, if you do it, if you don't do it, then that's fine. I'll just go. Because there wasn't no one to talk to. It wasn't because I knew that what I was doing was right, but it was because there was no one. There was no one to express myself to, because everyone thinks that, I'm sick, that something is wrong with me. Until when I found this prayer series, then I can understand that. So now this is it. This is why I am seeing different results ever since I've been going before him. This is why he tells me certain things. Pastor, it got to a stage that God's going to tell me certain things and say, you're going to give somebody something in a few months' time. I'm like, hey, I don't have money. I do not have money. And like, give. This is the time for you to give to that person, because if you obey, then I go by that word. Just like when you share the Christmas thing that you asked us to do. That week, I spent quite a lot of money to do something that was really important. And back in Nigeria. And I was struggling in my heart, like, I cannot afford to give any money anymore. And as soon as you mentioned this, something was just like, okay, this is another opportunity if you miss it. So it wasn't just, and that was it for me. And so I just had to do it, even without, not like I have it, but I just had to do it.
What about, so that prayer series made you to realize that prayer actually is not about asking something from God, but it's about getting to know your Heavenly Father in personal relationship.
A relationship with him is about loving him. There's a way you said you love him. I liken it like somebody that is looking for a relationship with a lady. You're not just going to say, I love you, and just go. It's an action word. You have to show it. So it's not knowing that, okay, God, I'm happy, I'm awake this morning, but what would you have me to do? What are the things that you want me to do? How can I be of help? What can I do? Get ready. This is what I want you to do. And you are prepared for it. So things don't meet you unaware. Things don't, you don't see things and you wave it off. I knew quite a lot from start when things happened, and there is problems, and that's one of your books, right? Your problems can mold you. It can shape in your life. So I am coming from a background that has been broken. I'm coming from where that I've been wounded, but because of Christ. So even when it looks like the whole world is not loving me, I can feel that when pastors talk sometimes and says, some people they will like what I do. And I'm saying it based on experience. Pastor, everyone is not going to like you. Because I've been like that. There were times in my life that when I first opened Facebook, and when I put stuff on my, like when you write something on my Facebook, I don't even see any like, not even one. And I thought I wasn't getting it right. And I started crying. Then one day I'm like, okay, even if you don't like it, I'll like it myself. So the best gift to give to yourself is to enjoy your own company, to love yourself regardless, because God loves you.
Now, that personal relationship with God, the prayer series, you mentioned the time I would say, just practice the presence of Jesus.
Yeah.
Just learn to practice the presence of Jesus. And then, I would be overwhelmed in the teaching. And then I would see that many people are overwhelmed. The presence of God is engulfing you. Is it something you just saw in the teaching, or is something you managed to practice? Did it work out for you to go?
You mean after listening to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the day that I listened to that, I was like, okay, because before, out of my own frailness, because I'm somebody that I believe I'm not really strong, even though I do quite a lot of things. But I just, the way that I don't know, like I said, it was problem. So mine wasn't because I wanted to, it was just because I had no option. There wasn't a way out for me. So whether I like it or not, I do that before. But when, I said something that the things that I practiced before, but when I now see someone to say that this is the way, so I was doing it unknowingly. I was like, okay, this is God, this is the way I can do this. There's no one to do this for me. You said you are the father of the fatherless. I just claim that fatherhood for you, that I am your child, I am your daughter. And that's the way that I come before them. That's the way that I come. So by the time I listened to that was like a confirmation of what I've been doing. So it gelled immediately. It was like, God, so this is it. So that is the reason why since 2015 is being a turnaround. That was the year of redemption for me. It was the year God told me that stop doing church. Stop being religious. And I just talked.
In that prayer series, another aspect of it is that we are talking about the fact that prayer is a place of discovering self.
Yeah.
And discovering God. What did
you understand? Because when you're alone with God, when you are there in that moment, there will be questions and there will be conversations. Something will be running through your mind. You have the opportunity to be, like you said, that in every 1 week you do solitude.
Every 1 month.
Every 1 month you do solitude for a week. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. You do solitude for a week. And imagining that if that solitude is just what you do, and that would be room for so many discovery, because that's when you have the words will come and you go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what have I done this time? What do I need to do further? And that I know that you've mentioned, if I'm right, that I know the solitude is what brought about all this transformation that we are enjoying today. So it's not prayer, it's not the kind of prayer that we pray that we don't wait for answers. It's not the kind of prayer that we pray like 5, 2, 3 minutes. It's not that kind of prayer. And sometimes you even made mention, I think you made mention of types of prayer. And you said, Sunday, if I listen to any of your messages, you will know, because out of like 1 hour, then I'm able to write, if not just 2 or 3 lines of whatever I've listened to. It's just stick in my brain, because it's like, okay, when I listen, it's the types of prayer. So prayer, you said prayer is not the master key.
Is that a shock to a Nigerian Christian?
Yes, because we know the song, prayer is the key, prayer is the key. That's what master key, prayer. That's what we know. But you said that the prayer is just another tool. And the day that I listened to it. I just couldn't wait to share it on Facebook. Like, oh, so prayer is not the, Pastor, I just encourage everyone. I know we all have a busy life, a busy schedule, but in the real sense of it, prayer is the key, but it's not just the key. The relationship with God is the main thing. Relationship. So God is even the key himself. So prayer is not the key. God is the key. So having a relationship with the key, we give answers.
You are so excited about this prayer series.
I really liked it because, like I said, I try not to say that I'm an orphan, but I have a father that is greater than the greatest, which is the Heavenly Father. But because of the love that he has for me, and because I know that he loves me so, so very much, and I have no choice than to love him. I listen to other series, but this is my major series. This is the series that I know that I've taken a lot of time to go back, and other series by just listening to it. Maybe I just saw the adverts. I was like, okay, let me just have a look. Let me just listen. I listened to a few more morning series as well. I'm going to do a review of that afterwards. But this one is the one that I know that is after my heart. And I know that because I know when people fall in pits, a wise person or a very godly person will not wait for others to fall in pits before trying to pick them up. And so this prayer series is a series that when people go back to listen to it, now I'm going to listen to it, not religiously, but listening to it, knowing that it's got meaning, that you want to learn. Because if we still have that, our attitude in our hearts, then we might not be able to learn anything. Some people say that, I think when you were explaining, some people say, no, you cannot ask us not to pray. I know that no one is saying don't pray, but your prayer, when there's time to pray, there is time to do everything that we need to do in this earth. There's time to walk. And I'm sure one of my favorite quotes or Bible is Ecclesiastes. And because with God, there's time and season is with God. There's time for everything. There's time to reap. There's time to harvest. So that's one Bible passage that I really like because I've lost few ones, quite a lot of them. And so most times when I want to moan about it just come back to me like, okay, there's time to be born. And that was the word my mom told me before she passed in 2006, that this is what is going to happen, that there is time, because she knew that she was going to die. And that's one of your series that you said, that when people even know that they're going to die, is actually a blessing. I never saw it as a blessing, but she told me all that she needs to tell me before she passed on. Then I realized when my dad died that my mom's one was actually a blessing because my dad's one was unaware. We don't know. So it just passed on. So like I said, all your series, they're kind of linked to one another. I'm sure as I'm talking about prayer series, I've talked about quite a few series as well. But prayer series will give back to a lot of series.
What started happening to all your old prayers before? You said you used to know how to pray like in those old churches.
Yeah, but I just thought that prayers. One thing about this prayer, there are quite few teachings of yours that, when we look at it, it can't work even with our children. It can't work because my daughter, she's 10, but she's very on the clever side, if I might use that word. And I've tried to tell her she's not clever, listening to parents, and I said, so...
And Pearl and Zoe.
Yeah.
But she's quite young. They are older now.
Yeah, so no, just giving, just boosting her up and not to say that, you can get your match, things like that. So, but she comes up with words like, if you say we want to go and pray and we use hours to do it. And she came up one day and said, Mommy, how is this word? How is it tallying with the Bible? Because the Bible says, pray without ceasing. And that's one of the prayer series. Yes. And I realized that praying without ceasing doesn't mean we should continue praying from 24 hours and 7 days, according to you and according to what we can prove. Like, we all will sleep.
Yep.
So if we say pray without ceasing, how does that work? That means you'll be sleeping at some time and you have missed that prayer. So prayer without ceasing doesn't mean praying and not keeping quiet like some people think. So prayer without ceasing means that keep loving God every minute of your life. And so that answers questions.
Did you ever pray the prayers, fall down and die, enemy?
Okay, Pastor, I have. We even hold our head. My head will not take bad thing. Everyone that want to kill me, oh yeah, die. What are you waiting for? Die.
Hold the head like that?
Oh yes, now that let any that is coming, let it not come to my head. I don't know. The Yoruba word is that so any mishap that is coming, it should not come near me. That back to sender, fall down and die. It's quite a lot of them that will be praying. So then we will be praying. They will be doing incantation as well, thinking we are praying.
So what has happened to all those incantations and those prayers of your head and all that?
Well, I've just stopped all those prayers totally because it just doesn't work. Because anything that cannot be proven with the word of God then is not real. Anything that cannot be proven. Thank God for discovery. Thank God the things that we've been able to listen to. Thank God for you. Thank God for as many that are helping you. Thank God for, I just can't keep thanking God. I can't keep thanking God. People know when it's 7 o'clock, all my friends, family, they want to call me. I say, I'm going to my Facebook church. Call it anything, and that's where I'm going to. And recently, I started taking my kids to a church nearby. It's an Anglican church. And when we got there, it's just 1 hour service. And when we got there, I was waiting for them to pray that we'll get blessing. They never mentioned blessing. It's just pray. They say go into the week and be a blessing to others, blah, blah. I was waiting, no blessing. So it means that what you're preaching, if you can walk, is walking. And for some reason, before, if I go to the white people's church, and I use that word, I am not comfortable because they are not doing the prayer. They don't remember the enemy. And so, but now, for some reason, because of the kids, when we get there, they cannot understand what they are saying. It's, the words that you can say somebody, go and open the Bible, and they can find it there. It's not some inspiration from a paganistic background that somebody just cooked up and, they now brought into Christendom and be foolishly and, senselessly followed without even verifying. Some people are lucky. They've left that group for a very long time. Others are still there. But the few of us that are listening at this moment, I just count as very, very lucky. I don't see it as, like a coincidence. Even the people that come there to say DSA is this, DSA is that, it's by privilege that they come there. And if God is ready to take them, God is ready to arrest their hearts for them to continue to listen, they will listen. Anybody that is looking for the truth will find DSA. Anybody that is looking for the truth will know the truth. Only the people that are shutting their mind to the truth will not know exactly what to do, sir.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. When you are talking about this prayer series, I remember I have one of my assistants here. I'm sure you should know her. Her name is Julie.
Yeah.
She is just like you, very excited about the prayer series, especially. She's always telling people that they must start listening to me from the prayer series.
Yeah. I believe that the prayer series is just the first series, and that's why I gave that hint. Remember when I called her and I said something about Amazon, I always, I don't know, some people call it being forward. It was until recently that I realized I wasn't being forward, but I used to think I'm being forward because when I find something new, I'm always happy and eager to share with others so that we just don't keep, going about until they get it, because it might take another person maybe 10 minutes to find it, and another person just 1 minute and they just get there and they just find it. And so that's why I recommended that if they want to go search for the prayer series, they don't need to, go to Dr. Sunday official and all that. Just type prayer series, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, it will come up.
That's on YouTube or on Google?
On YouTube, it will come up. I haven't tried it on Google, but I know I have tried it on, I've tried it on YouTube. And there are quite a lot of series as well on your blog. So for people that are really, really interested, that want to know that they can't really be finding it, there are quite few of them there as well. So the best thing would be type prayer series, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. It will come up with all the series in one go, and they can click it, whatever device they're using to watch it. If they have that device everywhere or they're connected with that device everywhere, it will keep track of wherever they've listened to, and they can always go back to it when they're done. I need to also say this, that like I said earlier, there is no competition. If you want to leave that series and go to another series and come back, but there's no need to rush about it. God has given us DSA and is here to stay.
What about SoundCloud? Is it there?
I've not tried it because it's working for me on it's working for me on YouTube, so I haven't in any way. Though the only thing I was looking at, and I think few people have mentioned, is on Amazon. Like when you have audio, audio reading and all that.
Oh, is that possible? Audio on Amazon, eh? Wow, that's very interesting. That's true.
Audio on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it will be kind of easy. For
all the series could be, that is what the guy did with the money series. They call it the something on money, and it was on Amazon. And somebody also did one of my books on Amazon. Yeah, it's true. One can do that. So all these series we could actually put on Amazon and iTunes.
And iTunes, yeah.
Okay. What about there is another what do you call it?
Is it Telegram? WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the sizes of the video.
Okay.
So WhatsApp might not take a larger, you have to be doing it differently.
Okay.
Unless you send a link to someone, then they can click it and keep watching it and all that. But if they go to the YouTube, they can do that. And practically majority of people in the UK, some people can download SoundCloud, iTunes as well, so that when they go out and they're not with the network and they don't have what's it called? They don't have data or something, then they can always connect to and listen to it.
Amazon is a good one. I forgot that Amazon has it.
Yeah, because I've tried it to check it. And it wasn't there, and there are quite a lot of books there as well, but that one wasn't there. So if we can, some of the book is going to be few work, because going back to most of the series and doing it, but if we can get it, I know someone like one sister, I can't remember her name. I think she's Sister Adeshola. I don't know if she's listening. She said that when she's doing some house chores or sometimes she listens to it, and so I think she made mention of it as well, that if we can get that audio sound for it as well, that it could be of help for people that can't actually go.
Yeah. Wow. So, there is a team in England, I think they call it Lady Brenda Williams.
Yeah.
She does book club.
Yeah.
Book club, and then she does prayer. But she's doing prayer chain, but for people who are not on the platform mainly. For people who was teaching them to pray normally. You don't know about her, right?
Yeah, I do know about her. She's on my friend list. She might be listening at the moment as well. She's on my friend list, very active. We are on the platform together as well, on the WhatsApp group together as well.
Okay. Yeah. She does some kind of prayer, huh? She does some kind of prayers, but she's not calling people from the platform, because people on the platform are already informed.
Yeah.
So, but she's reaching out to people outside.
Yeah, it's just getting a lot of people to keep listening. Some people are silent watchers. I have a lot of redeemed pastors that I know that are watching. They might be watching the series. I can't really see at the moment, but I know that they watch. I meet a lot of them, and when I'm there, I'm very quiet. So like, okay. But the bad thing is that they're trying to condemn this listening for their for their congregation, whereby they come stylishly and come listening, and have one pastor that listened the day that we met, and he realized that I listened to it, then he stopped listening. Even though I know that he still watch it,
he ran away.
He's listening, but he's a very, very kind man, and is that kind of pastor that doesn't believe in die kind of prayer, but we all have that paganistic nature in us. So I could still say that he's a very good, among all the pastors I've seen, he seems to be one of those ones that that has a free heart, and he's a genuine man, of course. So that man, I know he would attract truth someday because he is a genuine man of God. And so I wish him good luck, even though he might be listening today. I don't hate you guys, but seriously, you need to change.
Is there any other series that you would like to maybe not comment on right now, but that you have come across that you just like? Maybe you just want to make a mention of a few.
Yeah, is it money? It's not called money series.
Yeah, lots of money. Financial teachings, lots of money. Yeah.
Lots of money. Yes, that is the one. Yeah, lots of money. Because I like money.
So you like this series? Have you gone through some of the series there?
Yeah, I've gone through some of the series, and wow, it's a lot. It's a lot of it. But it's something. The one of the things that I caught there is I think it was from that series that battered Uncle Sam, and I think it was from that series that Money Will Make You Rich came out as well.
Yeah.
So
is there any other series you've gone through since that, apart from those two series?
Well, I don't watch most of them in series that much, but if I have the time, I just go scale through and say, okay, no, this is not it. But I've been listening, but not following them series by series. Yeah, I watched some.
Have you come across any of the books?
Yeah, I am very lazy reader, but I have started reading Who Am I? Why Am I Here? I've not read quite a lot of it, but since the day that I started reading it, and that's when I had the notion to start my blog.
Because somebody wrote me out today, also, who started reading Who Am I? And the person said, I thought Pastor Sunday was good. And the reason I was not reading Pastor Sunday's books, because I said it cannot be better than what I'm already hearing through the live broadcast and through the series. But when I started reading the book, I said, Pastor Sunday is not a human being. That the books are even better than the man. That's what the guy said. He said the books are even better than the man.
One thing about your books is they're kind of universal. It's not a book that we can say, oh, this is for Christians. And the kind of people that you are, the people that you quote there, they're people that you can come across at every space of life. So they are not just saying, oh, maybe Daddy G or Mommy G or somebody that is not relevant. I'm sorry, I'm not saying they're not relevant, but I'm saying the people that you cannot trace their wealth. One of the things you have to be, people should know, from an entrepreneurial point of view, if someone is rich, success, you can always trace success, unless that success is not genuine.
Yeah.
So we should be able to trace it. We should be able to teach people how you become successful. And so those are the kind of things that I could learn from your book that, is something that we are not looking back at just one thing, you're going back. I've read Don't Work for Uncle Sam, Stop Working for Uncle Sam. And one of the catch-22 there for me and my kids is, when they want to buy things that are not relevant, they're like, I've stopped working for Uncle Sam, so no overspending. Do we need it? They say, yes, we are not buying it because I don't want to continue working for Uncle Sam. We have to make a scram so that I could stop working for Uncle Sam.
So you read that book?
I read Stop Working for Uncle Sam.
But that book, people are telling me that it's a very painful realization for them. Because
it is, Pastor, because knowing the way we waste money, the way we waste money, we're very wasteful. We are a wasteful generation, particularly Nigerians and Africans in general. We waste money a lot.
But the people who have read this book, who are from the UK especially, they are saying also that it's very painful to them because some of them said, okay, I came to this country for 3 years and I've been here for 15 years and I don't even know when I will be able to get out of the Uncle Sam thing. It's like a trap. Some of them are saying, it's like, we're realizing that, my God, I'm in a trap. We're in a trap, but thank God for this book. Because you don't kind of think about it. You just keep on going.
One of the misconceptions that I have with the book before I started reading it, when I said I stopped working for Uncle Sam, I said, okay, let's agree Uncle Sam's job. So are you saying that we should leave job and not work anymore? Is that what Dr. Sunday is saying? Oh God, this is Dr. Sunday. So I went to read. So I was curious. Well, more or less like being curious. Like, okay, so are you saying stop working? How is someone going to cope? But when I saw the map, when I saw the plan that, okay, even if you cannot stop working for Uncle Sam, and that you're not saying that people should leave their job, you should have a plan. You should have a plan. So it's all about plan. And that's the same plan with the laws of money. And ever since I've read the laws of money, every time I'm always thinking about my money and how I'm going to save, how I'm going to make sure that, I already have plans for this year and what not to do, and I keep learning every day. And so, and that's it. So I really going to encourage everyone to go and read, stop working. I don't know, maybe stop working or do not work for Sam. Stop working for Uncle Sam. It's free. If you're a fast reader, if you subscribe and put your details there, if you can read as many as you can for 1 month, if you don't want to continue, then you can always stop. I was tempted to continue, so I don't know if you're going to be tempted to continue, but it's $7.99 and it's unpaid from, okay, I'm making advert for...
because $7.99 and then you can read in 1 month as many books as you want to read.
Well, we have lots of free books from Dr. Sunday in there for, like that free, but there are some books that are not free, but they will give you like... what's this one called?
Samples.
Who am I that I'm reading? I think the book cover is about £13. I'm not really sure vividly now, but I bought it, the Amazon one, for about $5 something, which for me it's okay. And that's why I bought it, but I know that it's there. So when I'm reading, my daughter can also go. We might be reading it together without anybody mixing. It's not like, oh, wait for me to finish reading and she will read. And I also share the book with my husband as well. So we all read it together, even though it's one book. So we're kind of doing family reading. Yeah. So, and I can know where they got to. I can know where I got to when I'm reading it.
Are you happy that you discovered this platform, the SA platform?
Pastor, being happy is an understatement. I am excited. Like I said when I started, I am excited. Everyone around me knows. They know how much that I love this platform. There's something that I don't do. I try as much as possible not to be too showy. Like, okay, oh, no, I belong to that. No, because sometimes I've seen someone send me a message. The person might be listening, and she said, oh, I've spoken to your mentor. And I said, what did you say to my mentor? And they said, she wrote to you that you need to stop the way you're going about things. And I said, with all humility and respect, everyone has got their own calling. And we can't tell people how to do their calling because we're not there. But if what someone is doing, if it's the truth, it has to cut across every side. And you don't want to know how happy I am when all the revelation of all the people, the pastors that they found out that are milking people dry, and the comments one that the place was shut down. I'm so happy, and I put a note on my word that it's still time for people to repent from milking your congregants, repent from teaching people about the doctrine that will lead them to hell. I'm sure they are listening. There are quite a lot of people listening, and I'm sorry if I'm too vulgar, but I still need to say the truth because I am so particular about a lot of millions of people that are still in that dark view. And what they do in most of these churches is this. They try and do a kind of trade by barter. The moment you are telling them this thing, they see you as a weaker person. They forget the love of Christ. Even when, as Christians, if you don't agree with me, I shouldn't be your enemy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be your enemy. But if you want to know anybody that is a Pentecostal religious person, one of their traits is that the moment you start talking about their God, or about by their God, their Geo, and the moment you start talking about them, then you're number one on the list. If they can kill you, they will. If they can fight you, they will. If they have business with you, they will stop. Wow. And just checking that, just check that up, is that Christian-like? Wow. So that's all I can say. That is not Christ-like. And so if we are for Christ, we should be able to. And I said something to someone recently. The person wrote on their wall that come what may, what they are doing in the church, what they are doing to their denomination, that she still belongs to that church. And I said to that person, and the person might be listening to me right now, that what I'm saying to this person is, I do not belong to any church, I belong to God. And that should come out from a Christian, regardless of what your denomination is, that you don't belong to this place, you belong to God. You belong to God. You belong to God. And so that's what should come to everybody's mouth. And I think that knowing this, it will propel a lot of people to get to their greatness. It's not about it's not about trying to be loyal. It's not about trying to be loyal. So you cannot say that you are loyal to me or I'm loyal to
You have to be loyal to God.
We have to be. Our loyalty, it's God that deserves our loyalty. Yeah. So if yes, he's telling me to do something that is wrong, that is against God, I should be free to say yes, this is not godly. Yeah. Follow the Bible, follow the word of God. Yeah. This is what we've not been doing. And I pray that as many that are listening today, that they will receive their own deliverance. Just go for the prayer series. And whilst you are praying, please remember your neighbor and pray for your neighbor and not yourself.
Well, whether you like it or not, God is giving you a voice. You are going to be recognized. And you are going to be celebrated. And a lot of people are going to be getting in touch with you. How can people find you?
Okay, on Facebook, my name is HARBIE FASH OYE. It's spelled with an H.
HARBIE.
Yeah, like Harb. HARBIE. Okay, Fash, FASH, and Oye. That's my Facebook name. And also on my blog, Best Buddy Writes.
What's your blog? Best
Buddy. Best friend, best buddy.
Ah, okay. Best buddy.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Best buddy writes.
Right.
Writes. WRITE. Writing something. So.
Oh, okay.
Best buddy writes.
All right, but your Facebook is
HARBIE FASH OYE.
Okay, HARBIE FASH OYE.
HARBIE FASH OYE. That's my Facebook name. Also, I'm a travel specialist.
Right.
So for people that want to purchase their ticket.
Oh, wow. How can they find you?
I have a website.
What's the name?
It's Best Buddy Travels.
Best Buddy
Travels.com.
But the blog is Best Buddy.
Right. Yeah.
Writing. Okay.
Writing. Yeah. Right. Okay. And they can find me on Instagram, Best Buddy World. So World. Yeah.
So you are Best Buddy, kind of. What's it? The Tom line or what do you call it? Best Buddy.
What it means is that I'm a best friend to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a best friend. So your best friend around the corner. I'm also an MC. So
MC.
Yeah, and what else can I say about myself?
Best Buddy. So you are like you having a Best Buddy copyright. It's like a copyright.
Yeah. So and also I don't know. That might not be relevant. So I want to say where do I work and all that. So, but that's fine.
Well, it's Yeah.
What I just want to tell people about my profession. If anybody needs any advice, you can also feel free to get that.
Which is what?
I'm a tax professional.
Ooh, tax professional. We are looking for one at a point. I think you will be able to help us as well.
Yeah, in the UK.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that.
Yeah, so if anyone is trying to do something and they're kind of, particularly in the UK, and they're confused.
They are calling you the woman, the lady of many hats.
Yeah.
Of many hats. Many hats.
Okay, many hats. Okay.
Yeah, many hats.
Oh, many hats. Yeah. Oh, really?
Lady with many hats.
Yeah. So that's all. But I'm not there yet. Looking at my mentor and quite a few people that I've listened to, I'm just not there. So
yeah,
those are the things
but you have started. You have started on a high note.
Yeah, so those are the few things that I do at the moment. The blog's a new one, and I just started that on the 26th of December to be precise. So encourage me.
You are on a fast lane. So fast lane to glory.
Yeah, and also on the Nigerian move to Nigeria, I might not be able to say yes to that. But I could say that if there's any advice, I've spoken to a few friends of mine to ask them why people don't pay tax in Nigeria. And they've confirmed to me that a lot of people that pay taxes in Nigeria, they're probably people working for the government, and the private firms don't pay. And I was wondering, if the private firms don't pay that much, then how is the country going to grow? So that's an area I'm still looking into to see how we can penetrate and see what we can do to help.
Yeah, we need order in that place.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Abby, it has been an exciting time talking to you today.
I'm so happy to be here.
So, but now in the next 30 minutes, we have to come on again.
Yeah, we come back.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, everyone. God bless. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.